Hi guys, today we're going to take a look at major scales and how to spell them with accidentals and with key signatures. Remember, a scale is just a set of a pitch collection that we have decided is going to be put in a certain order. So here I have written the C major scale, and you can see that this is all the white keys on the piano, and we can see with the pattern we have whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. I've labeled scale degrees 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 with these little V's to show where the half steps are. So using this pattern, we're going to replicate it with some accidentals. Let's write the E flat major scale using this pattern. So we're going to start by writing all of the pitches from E flat to the E flat above, since we're writing an ascending scale. So there we are, E flat to E flat. And now we're going to go through and make sure that we replicate this pattern. I'm going to go ahead and mark where the half steps go in this scale. So I need a half step here between 3 and 4 and here between 7 and 8. So I'm going to make sure that I get those half steps in the right spot too. So first, from E flat to F, that's a whole step, we're good. F to G, whole step. G to A is a whole step, we need a half step here. So I'm going to add an accidental, a flat. It's G to A flat. A flat to B is more than a whole step, so I'm also going to need to add a flat here. A flat to B flat is a whole step. B flat to C is a whole step. C to D is a whole step. And D to E flat is already a half step, so I don't need to add any more accidentals. So we can see in the key of E flat, this E flat major scale, we have 3 accidentals, the E flat, the A flat, and the B flat. And we've successfully replicated the pattern here. Let's try the same thing with a sharp key. So we'll try it in E major. So again, I'm going to start by writing all of the pitches from E to E, and then I will add my accidentals where they need to go. So I'm going to remind myself where those half steps go, here between scale degrees 3 and 4, and here between 7 and 8. And then I'm going to go ahead, then I'm going to go ahead and add my accidentals. So whole step is E to F sharp, so there's my first one. Then a whole step, F sharp to G sharp, there's my next one. G sharp to A is a half step, so I'm good there. A to B is a whole step. B to C, I need to change this to a C sharp for a whole step. C sharp to D, I need to change to D sharp for a whole step. And then D sharp to E is already my half step. So here in the E major scale, we can see we have an F sharp, G sharp, C sharp, and D sharp. So that's it. So just write your pitches from the first note to the last note of the scale and add accidentals appropriately so that the pattern works. This is the circle of fifths. If we wanted to write a major scale without writing all of the accidentals, we could use a key signature so that we know which sharps or flats apply to that entire section of music. We can use the circle of fifths to help us understand the relationships between different keys and to help remember the order of our sharps and our flats. Up here at the top we have C major. No sharps and no flats. If we move to the right clockwise, we start adding sharps. If we move to the left counterclockwise, we start adding flats. So you can see here how we have 1 flat, 2 flats, 3 flats, and the same on the sharps. The order of the sharps and the flats is actually built into the wheel as well, because they're all related in fifths themselves. So take a look here. We start with C and then move to G and D for our sharp keys. G major has F sharp, D major has F sharp and C sharp. And if we kept going, we would see that we would have this pattern, F, C, G, A, D, A, E. You can use the mnemonic device, fat cats go down alleys eating bread. There we go. To remember the order that you would write the sharps. And way over here for C sharp major, we can see there's the order with all the sharps listed. If you want to know the order of flats, it's the exact same thing but in reverse. Bead, GCF. So it goes this way. So if we take a look, starting over here, we start with B flat, then we get B flat and E flat, B, E, A, B, E, A, D, etc. until we get all the way over here with C flat major, and we have all of them in order, bead, and then GCF. So if you can remember the order of these letters forwards and backwards, then you'll be able to remember the order to write the sharps and the flats. Now let's take a look over here. Previously we wrote out in accidentals the key for E major. So now we're going to use the key signature using our circle of fifths, or our little mnemonic device that we learned. Fat cats go down alleys eating bread. And since I have 4 sharps above, I'm going to write 4 sharps into my key signature. And there they are, all 4 of them. And then I could write my scale after that, and I would know exactly which notes needed to be given sharps in order to create that correct scale, major scale pattern. If you're given a key signature, you can identify what the key is by looking at the rightmost flat. This is your leading tone, so your 7th scale degree, right here. If you name the 7th scale degree and then go up a step, you'll name the key. So scale degree 7 is D sharp, so our key is E major. Key signatures work the same way with flat key signatures as well. So here I'm writing out the key signature for D flat major. So I would start with my D and write all the way up to the next D, and my key signature is telling me which notes need to have flats added to them. In order to write the flats, all I did was follow the pattern bead, B-E-A-D, and I would continue with GCF. If you're given a flat key and you want to know what the key is, the name of the key is always the next to last flat. So this is the one on the ends, this is right before it. So this is the key of D flat major.